Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to January 1st, 2020, the year of clarity and self awareness. And I am coming live to you from Nashville, Tennessee, staying here at the Omni International Hotel on Korean Veterans Boulevard, I believe. It is beautiful. Unfortunately, our hotel room is on a side of the hotel street where there's still a lot of construction going on. But I'll give you a little view. You can see what is that? That's the bell tower down there, event space. And I don't know what building that is, but the one next to it, that is the AC Marriott. And you can see Music City Hall. Um, what do we have here? We have the Country Music Museum downstairs, and the Hack something printing, where they're still doing the printing process from the Gutenberg press from the 1400s. And it was really cool. You can, and so look, there's some construction there. It's not really pretty, but the hotel is gorgeous itself. And so I wanted to come on just to start the year off in a good space. So when I first started this video, the image you saw was Benny Wynn's Ganesha, and which was really appropriate. I happened to turn to the page that had Ganesha on by accident. I was trying to get to the I Ching because I wanted to share the first hexagram with you. But Ganesha, having Lord Ganesha there, remover of obstacles, which is a wonderful way to start off this new year. This, what is it, the Gregorian year? I forget what they call this calendar. Because technically speaking, if you're thinking of a new year should begin in spring when new birth is happening. And this is not spring. This is sort of almost like the dead of winter. But here we are anyway. And in the Jewish calendar, the new year is celebrated Rosh Hashanah and Tishrei, which usually falls somewhere between September and October. But technically speaking, the new year is in Nisan, which is the springtime. So anyway, since I started the video with a thumbnail of Lord Ganesh, how about I share the mantra that Benny Wynn has here for Ganesha. Mantra to invoke Ganesha for removing obstacles and blocking success. Because what do we want more than anything in our life outside of clarity and self-awareness is success. Success, whether it's in love, business, abundance, prosperity. Om Gum Ganapata Ye Namaha. Om Gum Ganapata Ye Namaha. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Ganesha, Ganapati, is an inner deity who can be invoked to clarify our karma and remove the obstacles that stand between us and our highest goals. Patron deity of scribes, writers, intellectuals, scholars, and bankers. Kartika, wielded by Ganesha, cuts away that which binds us. The Kartika is like a type of axe, a very stylized axe. And on the other hand is a lotus blossom. So the Kartika, wielded by Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, cuts away that which binds us. The mantra brings wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Invoke Ganesha to help remove obstacles and clear your path towards success and achievement. He will use his Kartika to cut bondages that cause your suffering and destroy all your hardships. What are the bondages that destroy our path to success? The main bondage, the main obstacle is our own mental state of mind, the way we perceive ourselves, self confidence, our lack of self confidence. But what happens is we end up projecting our lack, our our mental lack, which is an illusion because it's just merely something that we're thinking. And thoughts are real, but thoughts are also they're like illusions. As we begin to train our minds, we can work on creating our own kartika. Because remember, all of these deities, they're all um, aspects of energy, aspects of the divine, or aspects of ourselves. So we have to remember that. There is nothing outside of ourselves that can take anything away from ourselves or give anything to us but our own state of mind. I remember years ago when I was about 15, I think it was the summer of 86, and it was celebrating the bicentennial. Is that, no, that's not the bicentennial. That was, I don't know what it was. It was 1986, and it was the unveiling of the Statue of Liberty in New York. They had renovated the Statue of Liberty. And so I was staying up in New York for about 6 weeks in the summer with my uncle, who was an electrician at the time, and his electrician partner, my younger brother, and I were staying there. And I remember going to a laundromat, and there was this old Ashkenazi Jewish fellow there. And he had obviously been in the concentration camps. He had the tattoo, the numbers of Auschwitz tattooed on his wrist. And I remember he said to me, educate yourself, get an education, because they can take anything else away from you, but they can't take away what's inside of your mind. So get an education is what I'm going to say to you guys, and say to myself, keep educating and edifying yourself. You see this building right here? They're building this building, this edifice. Edify yourself, fortify yourself. You see, I don't know, they're putting some type of construction up there, to build up the walls. Continue to build yourself up every day. Last night, I was at Jason Aldean's country bar here in Nashville, and they had this amazing band playing called January Noise. They were an awesome, awesome band. Now, mind you, I have not gone out for New Year's Eve since I was 22 years old. Since I was 22. And I will be 50 years old this year. I'm just going to say that. Um, I had decided before I went out that I was not going to become inebriated. I did not want to do that. That was not how I wanted to start the year. Yes, I did have one hard cider. I love my hard ciders. I had one, but I drank water most of the night. I danced for 5 hours straight. I kid you not. I danced for 5 hours straight. Why did I do that? Because I made a point of making sure that I carried into this particular, what we call New Year, January. Again, it depends on what culture, what tradition you're coming from. Um, not even going to get into that because every day can be a new year for you, beginning of a new year. But I danced and I danced and I had a wonderful time. I drank lots of water. I danced so much that so many people kept coming by me and they're like, wow, we cannot believe that you're still dancing. At one point, someone said, you have been dancing for 5 hours straight. I did. I had a wonderful time. I was infusing energy, good energy, creative energy, stimulating energy. So edify yourself. Remember, you are your own Ganesha. You can remove your own obstacles. You just have to, have the tools and practice those tools and keep going at it. So last night when I got back to the hotel room, it was, I don't know, 12:30. I decided to pull one of the bone script cards by Benabel Wynn, Chinese bone script. Uh, I wanted to pull a card that would kind of be my word for this year, one of the words. And I'm going to share that with you. I want to show you the image because symbols are everything. The card is stability. Now, this is her old version of the card, which was you printed out yourself. I printed out myself and I added the red ink to it. You can purchase a copy of Benabel Wynn's card if you go to her site, benabelwynn.com, search for the Bone Oracle script. You can download the PDF for free and print your own cards, or you can print her cards at a very minimal fee. But anyway, stability. Hang, stability, number 32, stability. The union endures. Alliance brings prosperity. So you can translate this one way. Alliance. What is the alliance? I look at it as the alliance of my heart and mind together. Kokoro in the Japanese, where your heart and your mind become one. And when your heart and your mind become one, you have stability. You're making decisions and choices from a place of strength, from a place of confidence, not from a place of fear. Stability. When I made my Facebook post last night, I hadn't made a Facebook post in a long time. Okay, yes, this window is kind of dirty, but hey, we are up on the 10th floor. So I was thinking, who are they going to get to clean the windows on this building? When I made my Facebook post last night, I said something about, I wish for all of us clarity. Clarity. 2020, 2020 is hindsight. May we go into this year from a place of clarity. And how do we get that clarity? The way I generally get clarity is by becoming silent and going within and meditating, pondering, meditating, contemplating, going for a walk, being out in nature. Or, hey, I'm here downtown Nashville, going for a walk in downtown Nashville, focusing on that inner flame, focusing on that lotus within and seeing what it can show you. My next word that came out was self-awareness, becoming better acquainted with yourself. Know thyself. Is it, what temple is it? I don't know if it's in Greece. Well, I know it originally came from Egypt, where it says know thyself. When you're going in or coming out, know thyself. That's the most important thing. Know thyself. And before I fell asleep last night, I pulled the Hierophant card. Thank you, the fifth. What does that say? The fifth world. We have Pavel here. We have the fifth world. And who else? Whoops. Sorry about that. Who else do we have here? I want to say Naisha. Welcome to everyone. So thank you so much for being here. So I don't recognize, is this your first time here, the fifth world, or did you change your screen name? So I pulled the Hierophant card. After, the card for stability, I don't want to touch the camera because it'll probably just fall down, the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant, and if you see there's the keys down there. What is the Hierophant? It looks like the Hierophant is standing on like a box, on something square. 4 is a number of stability. 4 is very stable. 4 is a good foundation. And when you're standing on a good foundation, you're going to get the keys to the kingdom and understand what you need to know. And I'm so sorry, forgive me. That keeps knocking over. I will stay away from the phone. So I don't, like I said, I am on the road right now, so I don't have my stand. I should have brought it. So I'm just going to read from Builders of the Addendum, which comes from Paul Foster Case. which I became acquainted with Paul Foster Case through an artist friend of mine that I met walking down the street. I hadn't seen him in ages, and I was going to the post office to mail out some tarot decks that I was selling. And we usually never see each other in the street. I always see him at the art gallery or in the alleyway behind the art gallery when he was leaving. But I think there was a reason that I saw him that day of the 15 years of knowing him. He was walking down the street as well. And I was telling him, I said, oh yeah, I said, I'm really passionate about tarot cards. And he's like, oh, my godfather was really into tarot. My dad used to collect tarot cards. And he said, my godfather wrote a book. And I was like, who's your godfather? And he's like, Paul Foster Case. Well, if you know anything about tarot, you know something about Paul Foster Case, looking him up. So I'm going to read what Paul Foster Case wrote about the Hierophant. Hearing is the function assigned to the Hierophant. The Hebrew letter Va means nail, and is also the conjunction and. The ornament hanging from the crown of the Hierophant and passing behind his ears is a conventionalized yoke. A yoke is something that joins together, again symbolizing union. The Hindu word for union is yoga. This card symbolizes inner hearing or the development of the intuition by certain practices of yoga. This, that we call interior hearing, is the real inner teaching coming from your own inner self, your true teacher. What was I just saying? Self-awareness, getting to know yourself. The self is represented by the Hierophant. In this connection, we must caution you that the true inner hearing is not the negative, lower psychic type of clairaudience. The difference is readily distinguished by the quality of what is heard. Intuition is above reason, but never contrary to it, and it never urges you to do an unethical or selfish thing. The pillars represent the law of polarity or the interplay of the pairs of opposites. Their capitals show a ball and socket pattern and an acorn surrounded by oak leaves. This symbolizes the union of opposites. You can look up both the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot card deck, and also Paul Foster Case has his own tarot card deck. So you can look up the Hierophant card to take a better close. Just Google it and you'll find it. The design of the wards of the cross keys is a bell. This symbolizes sound vibration used in hearing, and is also it is also a hint that sound has a practical value in unlocking the gates of your inner temple. The two ministers who kneel before the Hierophant represent desire and knowledge, as indicated by the rose and lilies on their garments. So I'll let you see that card again. So here you go. There's the Hierophant card. So focusing on self-awareness, the ability to hear yourself, to hear your higher self, your soul, whatever you want to call it, the God that is within you, the God that is you, that knows all, sees all, that can help you. So we're going to look at the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. We're looking at the first I Ching, which is creative power, divine yang. So that is, the hexagram is broken down in 3. Let me see if I can get this set up for you. 3 trigrams. Creative power. A very apropos place to start, being we're at the first day, the first month in the Gregorian year. Or is it, I can't remember. What is the name of our calendar where we have January starting at the first of the year, rather than where it should be towards the end of the year before spring, which is technically the first. So, ruling a splendorous kingdom, bestowed with the graces of heaven and furthering the endeavor toward greatness. You are a pioneer. You wield both creativity and perseverance. Take pause before you proceed in your endeavor. Do not act on impulse. Instead, be receptive to the directive power of heaven over you or heaven within you. You want to be assured of your course of action before you proceed. Once you are assured of your course of action, act swiftly, firmly, and with conviction. Sublime success will be yours. And that is the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching, is translated by Benabel Wen. So there you have it. To start off 2020 with clarity, with stability, with a willingness to listen to your inner being, to listen to self-awareness, know thyself. All right, guys, this is Tamu Agina, Priestess Heart, coming to you from grand old Nashville, Tennessee. What a beautiful place. I'm not a big city person, but this is all God's creation. We created this as we create ourselves, as we create the universe. So I wish all of you a wonderful January 1st, 2020. Taking a look. Wish I had a better view to show you. Sorry about that. View from my hotel room. The 10th floor at the Omni International. If you are on Anchor, you can look me up on Anchor, anchor.fm/Priestess Heart. I'm going to start having some podcasts on there as well. And thanks for hanging in there with me. It's been 2019 was a very interesting year. A lot went on in my life, and the journey continues. I wish you peace and great bliss, and may this year be your best ever. May clarity be yours. May beautiful self-awareness be yours. May you not be afraid of the light, and may you not be afraid of the dark. Blessings. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye. Until next time.